Image making is in my eyes, in my head, in my feeling state. I relate to the world with all my senses, and then they get funneled into something that has to be very tangible, a painting or a print or something like that. The process is intellectual, it's sensual, and it's technical. I'm working on what I hope can become a group of 3 or 4 prints. The ideas in the prints actually link together ideas that I've worked with for maybe 45 years. It's at least 40 years that I've been interested in the interplay between the aesthetics of science and the aesthetics of art. I call my style now quantum aesthetics. Very often you see the image developing out of modules which transmit energy from one to another. When I work, I tend to make things that are layered in energy. At least that's what's in my mind. Sometimes I show the layers by offering a detail within a field. Here we see a very close rectangle with kinds of flames breaking out of it, but there they are also in a field. Which of these 2 parts of the picture is the detail and which is the field? This idea of near and far permeates everything I do.
I was called by June Wayne to work on a lithograph, to do a collaboration. And this is something that I was delighted to respond to, because I had gone to Tamarind Institute, a program that she had initiated. And so it really came full circle for me to come and not only enjoy her company, but also work with her.
I've known about June Wayne since my first year in art school.
As long as it comes through.
But I really never even imagined of ever meeting her. So this was all very exciting for me, to meet her and to work with her, to have that opportunity.
When I am going to work with a lithographer, printer that I have not worked with before, it's always a time of great challenge. In the collaborative process, one has to find out who you're working with. It's like someone you've never danced with before. Maybe they're good for a tango, but not a rumba, you know. Lithography is tough. Judith will do the chemical processing and the inking of the images. But if I don't draw them right, she can't save me from my own mistakes. And vice versa.
What I'd like to do now is I would like to blot it. I have certain technical expertise. I like to have intuitions about the artist's work and try to strive for what the artist is after. And as I'm working, I'm moving all the variables around so that I can best achieve those goals.
Okay. It looks fine, except for the fact that that isn't quite open enough. So it'll be all right. Did you blot this?
Yes, I did,
Oh,
but I should blot it a second time.
Yeah.
What happens is I blotted this once,
Yes.
and you see how the ink is set
Yes,
in. The color
yes.
of the ink is so different here
Yes.
to here.
I try to make the invisible possible to see. Everything's a form of energy, not just mental and social energy, but also genes and magnetic fields and particles and all that. Maybe this kind of thinking is what gives my art its look. Once I start to concentrate on a particular possibility for a work or for a series of works of art, usually it has been preceded by a lot of excursions into that territory. I have been, as it were, nibbling around the edges of an idea. I gather the materials and the little notations or whatever it is that relates to that. And I start concentrating on that. And I start fiddling around with it. Or I may go directly and draw it. But it's more characteristic of me to start putting it together, to feel my way until I get what I sense is a critical mass, taking that language out of atomic science. When I had some drawings ready, I invited Judith Ludkin to come to my studio on Tamarind Avenue in Hollywood. This is the same studio where I started the Tamarind Lithography Workshop in 1960.
And it was about time, too, I'd say. In 1974, I finished the program at Tamarind Institute.
Many master printers were trained here, and artists came from all over the world to do lithography here. And then the next one, the same thing will happen.
Oh, I
you see?
Well, this is certainly a good example.
I decided to work with Judith because she was the first woman to graduate as a Tamarind master printer. It's really no great problem to hold the solid darks, but to hold the middle tones.
I must go to the artist studio. I like to look at their ideas, talk to them, and it's like speaking a foreign language. You have to learn the language and then also learn how to express yourself in that language.
Ideas. This is the kind of territory that I want to move into for the print.
Well, they're
And
very graphic. They're almost celestial.
what do you mean almost? I prepared some sketches for Judith to take back to New York to experiment with. She needs to understand my art in general as well as my specific litho techniques. Look at that. Isn't that delicious? Isn't that nice? Look at that. I like for my art to appeal directly to the senses as they appeal to me. So this block of crayon is in effect saying, keep your computer. Your computer can never do what my hand can do with this block of crayon.
When I was watching June draw today and seeing all the different textures that she was getting and the spraying that she was working, my chief concern was, could I reliably keep that nuance and that texture in terms of the proof and the addition? So running through my mind is, I hope I can keep this. I hope I can do this. And usually I always say yes, but then the apprehension comes in, can I really do it?